Yeah, it was very shocking to see Mean Grandma. Like, I'd never seen such a thing. Okay, so these are some other questions we're going to throw in here. I've not seen any of these. Dakota Graham. Hey, John and Amanda. Been with you guys since the breakfast videos. You even read a few of my emails back then. I'm getting ready to have my second child, another girl. I have a really good job, but I have a lot of extra time on my hands, and we just bought a brand new house on just under 2 acres. Man, congratulations, buddy, on both, on the child and the acres. What should I start on with getting my homestead started? Also, would be pretty sweet if y'all did a run of diaper bags in OD Green. Y'all keep it up, man. Love y'all. Okay, so for the diaper bags, easy. They're not turned on. You just send me an email, tell me, hey man, I want an OD Green diaper bag. I'm going to tell you how much it costs. I'm going to send you a payment link. My guys are going to cut it. We're going to build it within a week or two and send it to you. That's easy. We've turned, a lot of stuff has kind of been that way because we're not running production on them, and we don't want people just being able to order them when we're not in a mode where we're doing other projects that we're running. We run a lot of stuff that you guys don't see on the media. So the diaper bag is one of those things. You just send me an email and we will make that happen. Now your homestead, you're going to homestead on a 2-acre lot. Do you have CC&Rs? Are you in a homeowners association, covenants and regulations? You know, do you have some motherfucker that's going to be in there when you have a couple chickens? Can you have chickens, right? Chickens are great because chickens immediately give you an egg. You feed them your table scraps. A garden, grow something. Even if you're not, we grow a ton of stuff that we don't ever use, because we go out to eat all the time. We have people here that cook. Amanda cooks a couple days. Jeremy makes fucking awesome meals. He always cooks extra, and we eat that all through the weekend. Like, we don't sit down and like have a meal. We all converge in the kitchen and we eat. And when I'm on the weekends, when I'm here, I eat 6-7 times a day, just small meals, right? And but practice growing stuff, because then you know how to grow stuff. And you can develop the soil. Like, everybody's like, Miracle Grow's the devil. It is. It's full of chemicals, right? But if you grew some vegetable garden in Miracle Grow soil, it's better than the shit you're getting from the grocery store that's covered in pesticides. And who knows who fucking spit on that shit? How many people walk past and pick up apples and fruit and stuff and put them back in there, or fucking put something on there, right? When most people don't even wash that shit.
Like, you could inject fruit and you would never know it.
Yeah, if you take, they got these spinners, man. If you take your fruit or veggies or whatever and you put them with like vinegar and spin them around, you'd be amazed at the fucking crud that comes off of those things. You're just not aware of it. But if you grow it yourself, right? And the Miracle Grow, your plants are going to pull all the stuff out of there, and you're going to basically have dead soil. But now you have this mass that will hold some moisture, and you can add life back into that. You can add a little, go to the woods or the forest, grab a little soil from the edges at a park or something that has mycorrhizal fungi. It's got all kinds of good bacteria and microbes. Put that in there, inoculate that soil, right? Cover that soil, put something in there, start some worm bins, grow some worm castings, buy some worm castings. Aquaponics, we've got all this aquaponics here. I water my garden every day out of the aquaponics system. I feed the fish a non-GMO fucking fish food. They turn it into poop and pee, fills the water. I use that water to water the gardens with. Rabbits are amazing because you always have this source of meat. We feed our dogs rabbits and chickens. When I have too many roosters, we kill them and I just give them straight feathers and all. They eat all of it. It just passes right. What?
Except the feet.
A couple of our dogs won't eat the feet for some reason, but the other dogs eat the feet that the other dogs don't eat. But it's just practice, whether you're going to use it or not. You can also grow those rabbits, kill them off, put them in the freezer. Practice with that shit. Barbecue them. Know what you like, know what you don't like, right? Play with that in the hopes that you never have to truly do it, but then you have the ability to do it. All these animals here, we don't really eat these animals. Like, I pull in, 50, 60, 100 eggs someday, and I eat like 4 or 5 eggs a day. On the weekend, I might eat 12 eggs on a day. I'll eat breakfast 4 times a day. But it's just practice. And I'd actually hit my buddy up, because he was talking about he plants fish with all of his corn like the Indians do, right? His family was Native American. And I hit him up yesterday. I'm like, couldn't I just put an egg in there? He's like, yeah, it's just biomass, man. Couldn't I just crack an egg in there with each of these plants? Like, you can always use the eggs. You can give them away. You can feed them to your dogs. Right now, the ducks and chickens and guineas are laying so many eggs that they're not even laying them all in the nest boxes. And I go out to feed the dogs, and the dogs look at me like, leave me alone. Because they've eaten so many eggs. They have a free amount of food, and we don't even miss it. Yeah. So it's all practice. So I call it meat on the hoof, right? I could keep 3-4 rabbits right now and just feed them, keep them in cages, put them together if I need to turn them into more. I've probably got 60 rabbits right now. I could put females into male cages, and within 30 days have hundreds of more rabbits right now. That's just scalable. Very easily scalable. Well, how do you feed those rabbits if we can't get pelletized feed if something truly goes offline? Well, we planted a bunch of fodder trees. I've got trees all over here that we can cut the limbs from. We can also take, if we need to store them in a longer manner, we can strip all the thin branches and all the leaves and run them through a wood chipper, and then we can add salt and sugar. We can ferment it and make silage. Silage will store for up to 24 months. It's like, they call it tree hay. Nobody knows this anymore. Like, we know it. We've been putting this out there like crazy and, talking about it. But again, also, like, you need to know what you like. A lot of people like, I'm going to be a homesteader, and then they go get rabbits and they get chickens and they get goats and they get sheep and they get dogs. You ain't fucking leaving. Like,
Ever.
To find somebody to come and take care of your place. Like, when we leave here, we are always back in less than 24 hours, right? We're going to do something this weekend.
It's usually less than 12.
We're going to do something this weekend. I'll be up at 4:30, and I'll work out and get some stuff done. As soon as the sun's up, like before the sun's even up, when it's starting to get lighter out, I'll go out, feed all the animals, and we'll be off the property by 6:30. We'll be back here by midnight. Like, we're not going to go out of town for several days. So know that too. Like, and know, like, if you don't like, if you're like, man, I hate bell peppers, well, then don't grow bell peppers.
Don't grow them then.
Grow shit you like.
Have you ever heard of, I'm sure this is like very elementary, but have you ever heard of this concept called new dirt? Like,
Tell me about it.
It's the idea that things aren't going to grow in dirt unless you've been growing there for like 2 years. So, like, if this person just bought this property and there's never been anything grown there, it's going to take at least 2 years unless you get something like Miracle Grow to put with it.
Okay, so maybe in like a track home, maybe, because they bring in topsoil and it's dead dirt. But let me tell you the flip side of that coin. When the settlers were coming across, right, and you'd have forests, they would immediately cut the trees down, but that soil under there is super, super fertile because of all the bacteria microbes there, because a forest is basically, you look at the forest as a lake underground. For every cubic foot of soil, you're supposed to be able to wring out 1 gallon of water that is always there and stays there because it's humus and all the water holding ability of the soil. So if we took and just cut down a tree line and then scraped it back to dirt and then planted, it would grow amazingly for a couple of seasons. But yeah, you amend it. And also you need to know what silage tarps are, right? Because if you've got a piece of property, and I don't know what your property looks like, but if you have a piece of property that's like a grass field and it's been mowed or they bush hog it, right? If you want to grow a garden in it, you can go out there, till it in. You're going to always fight that grass. Now, I asked the question of my farmer friend the other day, why do you care about pigweeds out there? He goes, because pigweed, which is a type of amaranth, draws so much moisture, it drinks like 6 times more water than that stalk of corn. So if you have a piece of pigweed growing here, the 12, 15, 20 stalks of corn near it are going to die because that thing's drinking all its water. It's taking all the nutrients. Now, same thing with grass. Well, what do we do about that? You can silage tarp it. And if you just think 6 months ahead, when you come on the property, you're like, okay, we're going to live here. This is where the garden's going to be. If you take and you can solarize it, or silage tarp it. Solarizing is clear plastic. It's going to cook everything right there. It's going to kill everything in there. Black plastic heats it up, kills everything because it can't get sunlight. Clear plastic lets all the seeds sprout because there's moisture and sunlight. They grow up and then there's nothing left to sprout there. but it kills all the microbes and everything that are right there with solarizing. With the black plastic, kind of does the same thing. It's warm, everything dies, and probably our guy working on the thing out there. So silage tarps. You put this tarp down, put some bricks or some concrete blocks near it, let it go. 90 days is good, 6 months is better. Do it through the winter too. And then when you pull that back, that's like potting soil. It's rich. It's full of worms. You'd be amazed at the life that's under there. And then you can plant in there, and you're not going to contend with nearly the amount of weed seeds. Now, you can also use weed matting, which is like this black plastic material that you put on the ground. I have it out here.
Like mesh, right?
Yeah, it's like a mesh. Water passes through it, but for the most part, weeds don't come up through there. And it kills everything that's under there because it's not getting sunlight. So I have a bunch of protein tubs on top of there, but I see a lot of people. Living Traditions Homestead is a good example, their YouTube channel. And you can take anything, you can take a torch and just torch it, and it'll burn a hole there, and then you plant your tomato plants there. And then you run your trellises, right? So it just depends how much stuff you want to grow. Are we just growing because we're going to like make some salads here and there, or do we want to grow in a manner because we want to practice and we're going to grow like 100 tomato plants and get thousands of pounds of tomatoes because we're going to make pasta sauce, tomato sauce, and we're going to can, and we're going to put this up, and we know that this food's going to be good for 5, 6, 7, 10 years because we canned it, right? Well, when you grow a lot of food, you have to process the food to store the food, and storing the food means canning or dehydrating. That takes a lot of time. It's like a full-time job. We'll go buy 120 pounds of jalapenos, and she cuts them all up and cans them, and like it's a lot of work. Like
it's a whole
here
day.
Doing it days and days, in the evening.
That's even when you guys bought them at the store. You didn't grow them.
Correct.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Yes, that's right. So
I would need like 100 jalapeno plants to be able to do it.
So do everything you're doing now as practice, and make sure it's enjoyable. Yeah. And then as far as you said, you have a lot of extra time, right? Build content around that. Build content. The most valuable thing is an audience. So build content, draw people. You could start doing events. You could start coming out and presenting at events. Maybe you got some brand that turns into something a little different. You're selling merchandise. You'd be amazed at what you can build just off of that. If you have, just show what you're doing. Somebody's interested in the weirdest shit people are interested in. If there's an audience for weird shit, there's an audience for, valuable, wholesome things. Glenn Loden, just a random question. I just purchased an IFAC kit, and I was curious to know where you store your tourniquets, because I cannot fit all 4 tourniquets in the pouch. Well, tourniquets shouldn't go in the pouch. Tourniquets should go outside the pouch. Now, you said you bought an IFAC, so I'm guessing you're talking about the large tear-off med pouch. You can put 2 tourniquets in that front pocket right there. They'll stay there. The Air Force TAC-Ps did that. SF units did that. That's who we built. We actually built that tear-off med pouch for some CAG units and some support units. The first 550 were an Army contract. So now if you have the small compact tear-off, there's 2 pieces of PALs. Bungee your tourniquets on the outboard. You should also have one on your person. I mean, there's tons of information out there, and definitely get training on that thing. As you take classes, you will see how gunfighters are really doing that. Now, if you bought a different med kit, I don't know, but the only product I put out that is called an IFAC, I think the tear-off med pouch has the word IFAC in there somewhere.
It's called the tear-off IFAC.
Stanford. Was Amanda always on board with self-reliant stuff from the beginning, or did you have to wear her down over time? No, if I had to wear her down, you got the wrong bitch.
Yeah, we wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
So I have always been on board. My mom was a crazy couponer when I was a child, and as early as 3 or 4, I can remember going and getting all the Sunday newspapers and planning out our whole day, and we're clipping coupons, and we're seeing which stores have the best deals and which deals correspond with the coupons we have. And we would spend a whole day going to like 5 different grocery stores, coupons, and it was nothing for us to come home with 20 bottles of shampoo or 6 cases of canned corn.
There's whole
or-
YouTube channels on this. People do this today, right?
I mean, we literally had a whole garage full of just groceries, just supplies. So to me, it's just normal to have a backup to the things that you use on a regular basis. And I've always thought it was odd when people are like, "Oh, I ran out of toilet paper." And I'm like, "How did you run out of toilet paper? You didn't think, oh, I need to like replace the 12 pack?"
we have
that I
we
bought-
have a room full of toilet paper. Like when I say, that's not an exaggeration. We have a room full of toilet. We've had it.
Yes.
We've had it. Like when everybody was running out of toilet paper, we have a lifetime supply of toilet paper probably right now.
So while my mom didn't do it as a prepper thing or a self-reliance thing, it was we got it on a deal and it's the stuff we already use, so why not do it? It just fell into, you always have some cases of bottled water. You always have a backup to the things that you use on a daily basis. So then when him and I got together, it wasn't anything new for me. And I mean,
And it comes too from like where you're from, what your income level is, right?
yeah.
We call it prepping. Grandma called it Tuesday, right? My mother was the same way. Never threw anything away. Always had extra of everything. If there was old food in the cupboard, that never came out of the cupboard, right? It was always there. I remember moths all around the house all the time because they would be in the old grains and cereal and stuff, but it was never thrown away. Nobody, just was what it was. My mom's mom moved from Arkansas to San Diego in a covered wagon, like as a little girl, like literally came out here in a fucking wagon. So, you know, those were dirt farmers, right? They fucking came and migrated here in a fucking wagon. So my mom had that instilled in her, I'm sure, from grandma. And they lived, you know, in Kearney Mesa, which is like retardedly expensive property now. But everybody had big, tall fences around their yards. The neighbor next door had a concrete block wall. They were probably Vietnamese. They had fucking gamecocks. They had chickens running around, right? It was just normal shit. My grandmother always had a big garden and a flower, like a big backyard for Kearney Mesa. It was an enormous lots, right? She lives 1 block up and like 2 blocks over from where the dude stole the tank and drove through. Like that was 1 block over from her where he drove through that RV, that area. And my grandma, I remember she always had water catchment. The drainage pipe, the down pipes would go into 55-gallon trash cans, and she would use that water to water. Now nothing was automated. Watered everything by hand. And there was dozens of those trash cans full of water. I remember playing with them as kids. Had a vegetable garden on one side of the house, a big vegetable garden, had a couple of greenhouses where she did orchids and stuff. Grandfather was a union carpenter. He built a couple sheds out there that were playhouses for my mom and her 2 sisters when they were children. Then it was like storage stuff, and he had another shack where he worked on bicycles and small motors. Built all of that from scratch. So that was just normal shit. It just was. I remember my mom would canned a lot when I was very little. We moved from Lemoore Air Base to Camp Pendleton with a bunch of canning shit. Moved from Camp Pendleton to Tierra Santa when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade with a ton of canning shit. And I remember at like the end of high school opening some of those brown peaches that had been in the garage since as long as I can remember and made several moves. And we ate those things. Nobody got sick from them. Nothing happened with any of that shit.
And I think if you come from a major metropolitan area where you live in an apartment on the 30th floor and you have 400 square feet for you and your whole family,
you do things different.
Prepping is going to be a lot different. Your first move is going to be get the fuck out of there. But because my parents grew up in the Midwest, I mean, my mom was from Iowa, my dad was from Wisconsin, so they grew up big families. Everybody had a garden. Everybody had animals. Everybody was already self-reliant. So then when we're in California, it just kind of continued. And my mom was always very frugal. That's why she did the coupons. My dad made good money, as far as I can remember. But because she was frugal, it just spread a lot further. So we were able to buy other things with the money that most people would have been spending on food. And like, whereas my grandma didn't really can and stuff, all the women in my family sewed, and they all baked. And every holiday, everybody would get together and we would make candy and baked goods, pies, all that stuff. And everybody would sew. We made quilts, we made pillowcases, we made clothes for the kids, we made decorations. I mean, like, I was sewing when I was probably 5 with a needle and thread, and then I think by the time I was 8, I was using a sewing machine. So for me, self-reliance has just kind of been bred into me. I don't, I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody who didn't agree with me on those kinds of things.
Same thing. My mom, my aunts, my grandmother, they all sewed all kinds of stuff, tons of stuff. When we would go over, to grandma's house, inevitably we would go to a fabric store. Those don't really exist anymore. You have these big box stores that are like Michael's and Walmart. Even Walmart here had an enormous fabric and sewing section, and it's tiny now.
And you can't ever get anybody over there to cut the
it's
material.
useless. We actually walked in a couple years ago. We were going to a bunch of antique shops up in Kentucky, and there was a standalone fabric store. And we went in there and spent probably 2 hours just talking to those people that worked there, because it's so rare now. And then they always made candies and cakes and cookies, and every Sunday everybody would bring a dish to grandma's, and we would all be at grandma's every Sunday after church. So yeah, it's weird to be around people that thought different, right? I was surprised the first time I went to my friend's grandmother's house with him, and he had a mean grandma. Like, I'd never seen a mean grandma, like a grandma that's just like didn't like. Usually your grandma is nicer to you than even your parents, right? They spoil you. They don't want to.
They don't.
Yeah, it was very shocking to see mean grandma. Like, I'd never seen such a thing.
It's funny because I had some friends when I was really little, and their older siblings are friends with my older sister, so I see them on Facebook and stuff. And 2 days ago, one of them posted a picture of their grandma, and I was like, that's the meanest grandma I've ever met. Like, it really made an impression on me.
Yeah.
She was mean, and she was a grandma being mean.
Yeah. So did you mind all the couponing and stuff like that, or was it exciting, or did you look forward to it?
It was just something we did. It was literally like, that was just part of what we did. So, some kids did ball games or whatever, and that's just what we did. And because I was very fortunate, my dad's parents lived next door to us my whole childhood. So I really was able to flourish in my grandma's presence and all of her wisdom and teaching. And my mom's mom was only a few hours away. So I was very fortunate growing up with my grandparents close by. But it was just part of what we did. That was just life. We had our routines, and I didn't mind it. We always had a good time. Plus, it was time for me and my mom to be just us. And so we would go out and we would have our little girls' day shopping. We would stop and maybe get an ice cream or some lunch or something like that. But yeah, it was never like, oh God, now I got to go do this.
Cool.
It was always like, what can we find?
I got to pee.
And we're back.
So, Dreams of Amber. Are you aware that Are you aware of the Constitution in suspension since 9/11? Have some great inside baseball on that subject. So I've heard people say that. Post some links. I'm not really. There's a lot of crazy shit out there that people that looks to be real, right? The thing is, nobody's enforcing it. Nobody's doing shit about it, right? They're just going to do it. Like, you're going to wake up one morning and they're going to be like, guns are illegal. You got to turn in all your guns. As crazy as that fucking sounds, with everything that's happened in the last 4 years,
It would not surprise me.
is
at
it
all.
not even like a possibility in anybody's head anymore that they would do that? Now, would everybody turn them in? No, they wouldn't. They say less than 1% have even followed this SBR thing, right? They're not going to come door to door and look for those things. They are. I mean, they're making because they want everybody. It goes viral when they come up and they're like, "Hey, are you ladies man 257?" You know. Yes, I am. You said here's a picture of you on Facebook with this thing, and you're gonna turn it in, which is going to entrap you, or you're gonna say I got rid of it, which is going to entrap you, or like, because that goes viral and it makes other people think about it, right? You're not gonna come out and say, yeah, we should hang all the politicians and tax this, that, because they burnt down the other dude's house who said the same things, right? They want to put you in fear. It's about making a huge example of this guy for the masses. But with all the crazy shit that's happened, if you went back to just 10 years ago, would you have thought that any of the stuff that happened during COVID could have even happened? We just said no fucking way, because 10 years ago, the population wouldn't have accepted that. But now, everybody's life is in this thing, right? It's like Scully said, that short you made. He's like, people will just turn in their neighbors. Like, when it comes time for gun control, they'll just turn, they'll be like, okay, Joe, you don't want to turn your guns in? They'll turn all your internet off on your whole city block. Your fucking people that live next to you will turn you in. Like,
or they'll starve you out.
Think about who knows you have guns. Like, I use the gun thing as an example, right? Think about who knows you have guns. It's going to be somebody that you went shooting with that knows you have guns, or somebody that was within your household, or somebody you considered a friend. That's who's going to turn you in. I mean, people were turning their neighbors in over fucking COVID mask stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
In California, they had you would get paid if you saw somebody doing
Right.
something wrong during COVID, like whatever wrong is, then that you'd get like $500 or something like that.
Think about it, right? It's not going to be a little butch, she, boy, girl that's going to be able to inform on me, because those are crazy people. I don't have them around me, right? They don't have access to me. It's going to be people that turn other people in are people that are very much like yourself. You had something in common, otherwise you wouldn't have been around that person.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention, it's probably on that short as well, but I see so many comments when we talk about this kind of stuff. Oh, I lost mine in a boating accident. Stop saying that. Like,
So dumb.
You're making yourself a target. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're too worried about being cool to realize that they're putting eyes on themselves.
When they did the California assault rifle ban, they said that less than 1% of the people in California registered their assault rifles. When police were dispatched to homes that had registered assault rifles, the dispatcher told the deploying officers through dispatch over the radio that house is a registered assault rifle owner. And what was happening was the bad guys were able to intercept that, and then they would later, at a later point in time, go rob that house because they knew the rifles were there. Like, it's just insane. So Dreams of Amber, I am not up to speed on that.
When I read that, the first thing I thought is maybe he meant the Patriot Act, because that does go against a lot. It's like it's unconstitutional. But
I feel like this is a chick, maybe not, but
yeah, it's just I've never heard of it's canceled.
yeah, I mean it's just like every one of you, your Social Security card actually has money, and the government uses you as a loan. True, maybe. I don't know. But you know what you never see when you see guys on TikTok and shit saying that? They always look homeless. They don't have any dental work. It doesn't look like that. That motherfucker definitely didn't go to the bank and get 100. Not a one of them has showed you the money.
Yeah.
Not a one of them showed you the bank receipt, right? But they keep making these viral videos. That means every one of these people is fucking straight out lying to you.
Well, it's just like the whole sovereign citizen thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen a video where somebody's like, I'm a sovereign citizen, and they didn't end up fucking face first on the concrete.
Always.
Like,
Do you want to be the guy that's? I love those videos.
I love my
right?
teeth.
I
I don't wanna
love
be on the
I
ground.
love the cop watch videos. I like the audit videos. I like the videos of the dudes like I don't answer questions. Are you gonna get your ass beat over it? Do you have the time to fight that fight? When I'm moving someplace, I am in motion, right? For me to fight that fight shuts my business down, right? It's just like Jeff said, some dude stealing my tractor. I'm not going out there. If I end up shooting him, you are not in the right. And that's as fucked up as that. I am glad that there are people that will go out and smoke that fool and spend the next 12 years of their life going through court to finally be deemed as a justifiable shoot. But you lost your entire fucking life over that if you're sitting in prison.
Yeah, that's like the signs that say nothing in this house is worth dying.
Right, and that's
coming up in court.
Like when society collapses just a little bit, keep your fucking mouth shut, handle your shit.
Yeah.
There's always these groups on Facebook, these motherfuckers like, white car that passed me in the left lane doing 100 miles an hour. Like everybody wants to tell on everybody. Dog in my yard. This is your dog. Come get your dog. People are like, if it's really a problem, if it's enough problem that you're posting on the internet, kill the dog, dispose of the dog. Don't say a fucking word. How many pets just go missing, right? A coyote took them, got hit on the side of the road, buzzards ate the dog. Nobody would know what happened to it. If it's enough problem for you to fucking publicly post on the internet, then just handle it. And that's the thing, right? When the bad guys come to your house, when the power's out, the tattletale doesn't work. When the bad guys come to your house, handle your shit, shut your fucking mouth. There's a difference, right? Right now, they want everybody scared. And everybody is scared because seemingly the people who are in the right and do what is right, they are punishing. Like the dude who had been arrested over 70 times in New York, right, for assault and battery and all kinds of shit, gets on the subway, says, I'm willing to die, starts flailing around. 3 dudes subdue him, and the dude happens to die after the fact on the way to the hospital. And they're arresting that dude, right? $2 million. And this dude's a prior service military guy. I think he was an Army dude or a Marine. There's a $2 million GoFundMe. Do you think they're going to let him keep that $2 million for his defense? Fuck no, they're not. They're going to steal that shit. Is that legal that they steal that shit? Fuck no, it's not, but they're going to take it anyways. Just like the truckers in fucking Canada. You know, we had a bunch of truckers here that were surrounding fucking you didn't hear shit about that. Didn't hear a fucking word about it. But they just take your money. They don't have to come take your shit anymore. They don't have to go door to door. The people issuing the orders, they're not the ones that are going to get the bullets. Yeah. Right? They're just going to turn your shit off. Imagine if your phone didn't work. Does anybody speak anymore? Do you even know phone numbers anymore? I don't use the phone. I text very few people, right? I do everything through Messenger and different places, right? What if they turned your internet off? Could you continue to live? Could you even do business in the way you do business if your shit didn't work? How many people as truckers get all their dispatch shit through this thing? All they got to do is turn your shit off. Oh, you didn't pay your child support? The internet's off. Right? It's coming. It's fucking coming.
Negative about the government? Turn your internet
off. They want to, they're registering tools right now. When you buy these tools, they have this anti-theft on some of these tools through Home Depot. So when you buy the tool, you have to go up front for them to turn the tool on. Do you think they can't turn your tool? Oh, you didn't pay your child support? We just turned off all your Milwaukee tools. Haven't heard about this? Look into this shit.
Well, it's just like the John Deere tractors are fucking driving themselves back to the dealership.
I didn't know that.
I don't know about the John Deere tractors, but as soon as you lift the hood, it fucking disables the whole thing, and you have to have a tech come out. There's a major lawsuits against John Deere right now.
It's like a Tesla. You have to get permission to sell your car.
Correct. You don't own it.
Yes, you don't own it.
So Tesla, you might not be aware of this. When the Ukraine war started, they turned off all the fucking Teslas in Russia. Tesla can drive itself, so can Ford. Yeah. Like, everybody's like, okay, by 2025, every vehicle made has to have a kill switch. Guys, they already have a fucking kill switch. Yeah. OnStar can already disable your shit. Both these Toyotas out here email me and they're like, hey, motherfucker, you need an oil change. Hey, you're beyond 6 months. Yeah, I don't need an oil change. I haven't driven 5,000 miles. Like, I don't need my tires rotated. I don't need to bring my shit in for service. Yes, it's been 6 months. It's driven 2,000 miles. Like, I've got 12 of these things.
And the funniest thing about it is most of the people who get those emails are like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I'll go do it." Like, because they'd rather just be told what to do.
Yeah, it pops up on your dash. It pops up on your phone. It pops up in your email. Do you think they can't turn your shit off if your truck's telling them right where it fucking is?
Well, and not to mention, like, if you have OnStar, that's the whole, you push it, I've just been in an accident thing. You know what that means? That means they already know where the fuck you are.
And all those vehicles have OnStar. Whether you pay for the subscription, they can still turn your shit off.
Yeah, do you have a GPS in your navigation system?
Yeah.
They can still turn your shit off because they know where you are.
Tom Roberts, first 5 to 10 things to do to start your venture into becoming more independent. Land, water, security, like a checklist of sorts.
Yes.
Yeah,
All of it.
skills, man. Skills. Back to the dude asking about homestead, water storage. Take all your downspouts, route all your downspouts into something to hold water. The bigger the volume container, the less it costs per gallon. What I mean by that is you buy a 1,000 gallon water tank, it's $1,000, but you buy a 2,000, it's only 15. It costs less per gallon the bigger the volume. Now, the footprint's 8 feet big, 8 feet around, right? Whether it's 1,000 or 5,000, it's still 8 feet around. So if you don't mind, right, depending on homeowners associations, CC&Rs, do you truly own the place? Do you have covenants and shit? Capture all your water.
And
I keep hearing breathing. It's got to be me.
It's got to be shorter than the roof.
Yeah, it has to be shorter than the roof. But it has to be shorter than the roof because it won't fill above the roof.
Yeah.
And then you have a drain up top, so it fills, and then off the top, the excess water goes wherever you want it to go. And then also, where the water goes is often a problem on a homestead, right? Because it erodes things. So you can control where you pipe that water to, and then put it into a basin or catchment or off the property or someplace that it won't matter. But that's the biggest thing, right? Because you can't do shit without water, and if your water doesn't work, you don't have anything. Now, back to Tom Roberts, the 5 to 10 things. Yeah, get land, man. Get the fuck out of the city. Go someplace where you truly have freedom. Get someplace where you don't have codes and regulations. I have no codes or zoning here. They want to make them codes and zoning because then they can charge you for everything you do, right? Nope, they couldn't say shit here when we did this. We brought in a structural engineer from Louisville, Kentucky. We brought in an engineering firm. We had all of our shit is done fucking badass. But I didn't have to ask anybody to do shit here. We just fucking did it, and they didn't get to say anything about it.
Buy some land where you can walk around naked.
Yeah.
Because if you can walk around naked, that means your neighbors are far enough away that you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Have you seen how many people get sex charges against them? Like, are registered sex offenders because they peed in public. Like, people, like, they have literally stopped people on the side of the highway for having their children pee on the side of the highway. Like, it is insane, the overzealous shit. Like, you don't have some real criminals that you can go capture. There's real pedophiles. So live someplace where you can pee wherever you want. Have enough property. When you're buying property, you're never going to have enough property. When you're building a structure, it's never going to be big enough. If you can't afford to build a big structure, put money into concrete. Double, triple the footprint of the concrete you want. You're never going to wish you didn't have concrete around your building because you can control water, and then you can build overhangs, and that's covered storage, which you can then put roll-up doors and make them more and then add more overhangs. You're never going to wish you hadn't done that. Plant trees immediately. I don't know where I want my trees. Shut the fuck up. Plant trees right the fuck away. Trees take a long time to grow. You're never going to wish you didn't have them. If you grow them, and they're where you've changed your plans, you can pull them out.
You at least want trees around the perimeter of your property.
Yes, fences. I have more money in fencing. If you buy a property that has good fences, you're never going to wish you didn't have the fences. We can always redo the fencing, but if the perimeter of the property is fenced, you can control your perimeter, right? There is a clear demarcation. I didn't know this was your property. Really? You came through my fence, you cut my fence. If you have fences, we use dogs to keep predators out, and we use fences to keep dogs in, right? So we can control the dog. I don't have any predation problems on this property. Deer don't come. I got 5 acres back here. I could do the whole damn thing in garden, and there's not a deer's going to be back there because my dogs kill them. Coyotes, I got coyotes on both corridors of the property on game cameras. There's never been a coyote anywhere near those fences or up here. I've got cameras all over the place. I can show you all kinds of. And put up game cameras, too. Those are just cool, right? You'd be amazed the wildlife that's on your property.
So this is relatively a small piece of land.
10 acres.
Yeah. If wildlife needed to get from there to there, they just go around.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of an issue coming up from like blocking the wildlife from going through 100 acres or 1,000?
No, man, I don't live in California.
No.
I hear people talk about it, but I don't see why.
No, I'm in Tennessee.
Something else.
This is a right to hire state.
No,
Like if I want to fire a motherfucker, you're chewing gum, you're fired, right? Nobody can say shit. I can do what I want on my property.
I mean, like, does it mess up?
No,
the
I know what you're saying.
ecosystem?
Like in California, they built all these underpasses for the fucking desert tortoise, right? In California, they turned off all these water irrigation ditches and killed fucking thousands and thousands of miles of farmland over a mosquito fish,
Yeah.
right? There was this whole area in Miramar by the college where we used to go snake hunting all the time and lizard hunting because there was a moth out there once that they were able to find, right? They found this fucking moth. So this whole area can't ever be developed.
Yeah.
That's California bullshit.
Yeah. That's
That's
what I
all
thought, but I
they're
wasn't-
trying to do that. They use that as a weapon against you. You didn't vote for the guy that was there. They're going to fucking now, there's always a punishment.
Yeah.
They have weaponized everything. Stay off the radar. Buy more property than you can buy. Put up fencing. Plant, bamboo. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, don't plant bamboo. There's ways to do it. Willow trees. You don't want to plant bamboo? Fine. Plant a bunch of willow trees. Willow trees grow. You can take a branch off a willow, plant it. It grows another willow tree. You can take a branch, put a brick on it. It fucking roots. Now you can cut it. And you can weave willow together to literally make a net of trees that you can't get through, short of cutting it down or burning it down. Cover like demarcation, right? They're about to cut our hill out here. We're going to hear the roadway and see the roadway, right? So we were supposed to redo the pond this month. Big dozers coming in, equipment, everything. Bob was coming down here, going to run the project. I don't know what this is going to look like when they cut it. Right now, our grade is like 1 to 1.5, right? It's super steep. He said the state of Tennessee likes to do everything at 1 to 3. That's going to cut that way fucking back. When you walk out the door, you're going to see this road now. I have a cliff and a fucking these big trees, 60-foot trees on top of the cliff. You don't hear much. You don't see headlights. We're about to. So what do I got to do? I got to bring in
Bamboo.
I got to bring in a bunch of fill dirt and build a fucking mound wall around the front of the property, which is what we're going to do. And then we're going to fucking plant that shit in, right? But in the interim, on that inside of the fence line, I'm just going to put fucking 400 willow trees right there. Now, when I said, hey, because he said the next people coming back will be the surveyors, right? He was the geologist. They came through, staked all this. They've done this like 6 times. They've come in every couple of years, put their stakes. Nobody does shit. Well, they showed up. They're coring. And I go, so what does this look like? He goes, the surveyors will come in. They're going to look at this. We've pulled pyrite out of here before when we drilled. Doesn't work as a base, but they're still going to cut that hill because they're widening the road and they want their right-of-ways and their fucking shoulders and shit. So we're going to put these, he said this, I go, realistically? He goes, probably in the next 2 years, right? I got 2 years right now. If I put trees in right now, those trees will be 10 feet tall in 2 years, those willow trees. Willow, shit wood, but it's got some medicinal properties depending on the willows. All the animals eat willow off of fodder. Worst case, we've grown them up. You can grow 1,000,000 trees off of 100 trees. You literally just take them and fucking put them in the dirt. They grow more trees. We could sell willow trees. We could fucking make fucking pencils. We could do craft shit out of them. I can feed it to the rabbits. I can feed it to the sheep. We can use it for medicinal purposes depending on the type you put in there. But if nothing else happens while we're planting and putting all that dirt and getting that to grow, I now have 2 years head start on that. You don't want people to be able to see. When you drive around here, we're rural, right? We're out in the country. And you'll drive around all summer and you don't see shit. But come fall and winter, you're like, I didn't know that 10,000 square foot mansion was back there. That's fucking beautiful back there, right? But if you're a bad guy, you're like, oh, that probably has a lot of money in there that I could steal when they're at work.
Yep.
Just keep it. And the best thing we did during COVID, we put up fences, like gates. We always had a gate, but we have actual gates now, right? So we had a pole gate. We actually had 3 vehicles have hit this thing in the time we've owned the property, and it literally totaled 2 cars. Like, they had to tow them away. Like, completely lucky it didn't kill the people. Smashed the shit with this shitty-ass gate. Now we've got a gate that's 10 times that gate. We have a swing gate that locks. short of running a military truck at speed through it, you're not coming through this thing. And then we also have 2 gates. So on the weekends, you can't see the door here. You can't see in here because of the trees and the way we've done the driveway, the angles and stuff. Make your property so people can't get to it. So if somebody shows up at the door here on the weekend, they've come through gates, they've come through dogs. There's the rules of engagement are very different at that point. Well, I was just up here. What are you doing back here? Well, I was just looking for you to see if I could borrow gas. You had to cut 2 fences to get here. Like, that's very different, right? So set yourself up like that. And you don't have to do it all at once. And there's inexpensive ways and expensive ways to do things. The expensive ways always look nicer, but the inexpensive ways
are usually faster.
And you can do them and you can work to that, right? When we bought the property, I couldn't afford a tractor. I didn't have a tractor. We did everything with a wheelbarrow and shovels.
By
Amanda,
hand.
We were in here, her and I, in here, raking out goat pens and taking the manure, putting it in wheelbarrows, right? When I finally got a tractor, I didn't have enough tractor. I still couldn't really operate that stupid thing. I still have it. It fucking starts every time. 35 horsepower diesel John Deere 4-wheel drive. It's great for bush hogging, but it doesn't have implement and finite inputs like the skid steer that you hear running right now does. And we used that, and it was just an expensive fucking wheelbarrow. We cut this property down over a period of 6 months by hand.
By hand.
With hand saws, loppers, chainsaws. We had chainsaws, and I bush hogged most of this with 3 Craftsman riding lawnmowers. I would literally wheel up on saplings and hack them up with the blade and wheel back and wheelie up and just keep doing it over and over and over. And every weekend, I would reclaim about 6 feet of the whole perimeter of the property. It just started as a circle and got bigger. And every Monday, I would drop off a broken Craftsman lawnmower, and I would pick up the one that I dropped off the week before. So I'd drop one off, pick one up, and I was breaking spindles. I was breaking blades, like literally couldn't drive the lawnmower back because I'd bent the blade so bad it was trenching into the ground and it was teetering on the blade. I was replacing a set of blades like every other week. It was still cheaper than buying a skid steer, right? But once I got that John Deere tractor, it came with a 6-foot bush hog, and we bush hogged the whole rest of the property within a weekend, right? It's just, you can do anything. It's just how hard do you do it? Yeah, you can be the tough dude. I used to pick up fucking stacks of 2x6s and shit. I feel it now. When we moved on this property, I was picking up rail ties and walking them around. I don't do none of that bullshit anymore. I pick them up and stack them like Lincoln logs with a machine. I don't need 3 dudes here to help me do shit on the weekends, right? We take these rail ties, cut them in half, stack them up 6 feet tall like Lincoln logs, put an IBC tote on top of them, and then use some tie downs and fill them with water. You can do catchment to get your water there, but once you fill them with water, you've got 300 gallons of water in place if you ever need it. Like, if things are really bad, you're not getting some rain, we can crack that open, put a garden hose and water some plants a couple times a week if we have to. We can run real long hoses, fill it back. I can pump out of the pond. A lot of options, right? Used to be we'd have 3 dudes and we'd set those things up. I had 6 of them on the property. I can do all that in under an hour by myself with a machine.
Because this is a public question, this might go public, and there's a lot, like, I see it often when people have that set up like that, they want to talk about it falling over. This place has experienced extreme wind, and those things have never fallen over.
Yeah, we've been through tornadic straight line winds that literally snap trees. All of those are still on the property. Yeah. And so what if they fucking fall over? What's it going to fall over on?
That's true.
Whatever's knocking that over, you got bigger problems. You got fucking cows flying through the air and shit.
Don't put it next to your fucking car.
Yeah, don't put it next to your car. I mean, everybody has a reason for their inaction. Like, nobody's going to I've never seen somebody walk out there and show you a picture of it. And if they did, their home's also wrecked. That's the least of their fucking worries.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if we're truly worried about it, fucking let the water out of it, right? It freezes here. I've never had one of these IBC totes break. I leave the water in them. I've never had one break. We have the faucet piece cracked, the shitty copper or brass nozzle. I've seen some PVC. We have PVC. Like, I don't even unwater this aquaponic system. Every year, a couple pipes break. It's frozen for a couple weeks, like literally 300 gallons solid ice cube. You know what happens? 3-4 weeks later, it unfreezes. The fish start swimming around again. I've got a couple broken pipes. We Sawzall them out. Whenever we go buy fittings, I always buy 12. If I need a T fitting, I buy 12. If I need a fucking a Y, we buy 12. So I've got boxes of fittings back here. I don't even use them. When next time it breaks, we go back, we buy 12 more. So now I'm to the point where I've got 100 of everything. We'll go through the apocalypse with that shit.
That's what I was going to say about the machine versus by hand. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
It's a force multiplier.
Not only that, but like the make money versus save money. Like, you might not be able to afford it, but if you're making money instead of spending an entire day doing this because you paid to have a machine do it,
Yeah.
it's going to be worth it.
Well, it's a good example, right? It's very expensive to rent like a D5 bulldozer or a big bulldozer, right? And that's that's enormous for this property, a 5. We've had a 5 here before. Let's say it costs you $500 for the day. You could do the same thing with a shovel in a couple years,
Yeah,
right?
that's
What
what
I
I'm
could
saying.
do in a day with the D5 would take you by hand, right? Yeah, you can save the money. You're going to wear shovels out. So your shovel's $35 to $55 for a shovel. You're going to break the tips off of them because this is a gravel pit. You're going to destroy your hands. You're going to be sore. You're going to wear out shoes working that shovel. And I'm saying this because we did it. We dug 70 holes here on the property through rock and clay. This was a chert gravel pit. That's that red, nasty fucking clay.
We literally grow rocks.
Like,
here.
we have rocks where we're using a bar to get these, and you end up with a rock that's this big, right? You're not getting that out with a shovel.
Yeah.
But I can bring in an excavator, right? So what I was getting at, so let's say we can get realistically, we can get 10 of these holes dug in a day, paying 3 guys at minimum wage. It's cheaper to buy the machine, to rent the machine. I can have an excavator brought in here for a couple $100. They truck it over here. Cost me $60 for them to move it to here. I can do all of it in half of a day.
That's what I'm saying.
And a lot of people have tasks, and if you would just shut this fucking thing off and just straight do the task, well, it took me 3 hours. No, it took you 25 minutes, and it took you over 2.5 hours of this distracting you from the task. Like, I cut 6 lever gun chest rigs last night. I wasn't even fucking with this thing, but I had some audio on or something I was listening to. And I had them done in a couple hours. I did 6 more this morning in about 30 minutes, and I didn't have any earbuds in. That's the difference.
Yeah, I always notice I'm more productive when like the TV or the YouTube on my phone is paused for so long that
Yep.
it just shuts off.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that I wasn't listening to anything, but look at all this work I just
Yeah, people are calibrated differently, man. People, I don't have time. No, that's the one thing everybody that hears this with your voice, right? Here's my voice right now. You all have 24 hours. The difference is just how you use your time. There's plenty of time. We don't even realize how much time we waste on entertainment and amusement. And even if you think you're listening to it, if I'm gaining from this, it is just stopping you from something else, always. Listening to me, you were paused right now listening to me rather than doing whatever it was you were doing. John Tuck. Lots of companies had severe supply chain issues during the post-pandemic. Did you also run into supply chain issues? And if so, how did you overcome them? And is it more back to normal sourcing raw materials for tactical? No. It's actually worse now. I think a lot of stuff that happened during the pandemic is now catching up to these companies. That's what I was telling people when you saw all this stuff happen, and they're like, it's because ABC. Nope. This is from some shit that happened 6 months ago. The ABC is going to be even worse 6 months more from now. We have all kinds of stuff. We're ordering stuff from places we have ordered from for 30 years, and they just straight don't have normal ass shit that we order on a weekly or monthly basis. It's just fucking not there. During COVID, we did order extra stuff. I do have some stuff stashed. We've never even broken into it. And we were telling people, like, we were conditioning our customers, like, look, guys, it's going to get to a point where it's not all going to be matchy-match. Like, you might order this rig, like, there's no more green plastic. The company that we've used for plastic, the warehouser as well as the manufacturer, they've just straight stopped doing OD. Could we change to another company? We could. doesn't interact with everything else we've made for the last 30 years. We've simply switched to putting black buckles on our OD. And I know somewhere there's some little bitch right now who's like, well, I'm not buying that. Well, you didn't buy it anyways. We have a cult following because of that OD black stuff. Do you know what happened when we just started building all this stuff in OD black the last 90 days? Way more people are fucking ordering it. In addition to the guys that wanted the OD, the dudes that love that old school OD black are buying it. We're just going to keep doing it, man. And if you're a customer of mine that's using your shit for real, there's this whole group of people that don't realize how things really are in the real world because they're coddled. Things are not hard now compared to how they were 10, 20, 30 years ago, right? Nobody has to hit shit with a sledgehammer and break up concrete. Everybody just brings in does it. Guys that use the gear for real spray paint the gear. I've got some pieces of gear, some kit in there that are 25 years old. I got some 30-year-old kit, and it's got multiple layers of paint because of areas of operation. When the war first kicked off early 2000s after 9/11, the Marines all knew they were going to war, and all those kids came in, all the guys from Recon and Force, and they came in and bought all the tan stuff we had. They bought all the green stuff. A couple days later, the SEALs came up and started rolling in all the platoons, and they were coming in by the van loads. And they're like, we'll buy whatever. I'm like, all I got's black gear. They're like, we don't care. We'll spray paint it. I got a piece of kit in there. A guy walked up to me a couple of years ago at Blade Show. And he's like, hey, man, I bought this from you right when we were going to war. He had this black CQB subload. And he's like, I was with Battalion Recon, then I went to Force Recon, then I went to MARSOC, and then I went over to Group, right? He went over to SF. And he's like, this thing's been on like 12 deployments with 3 different guys. So he's like, I just thought it'd be cool for you to have it back. And it's a black piece of gear that just has multiple layers of different colors of tan and brown spray paint. It's in the cabinet where the knives and stuff are. You can see it up there. Guys that use their shit for real, it doesn't fucking matter. It's about the mission. It's not about the fashion. And there's so many dudes that used to be like, does your tan match? Like, this has 3 colors of tan, man. No, it doesn't, dipshit. The webbing's just in a different direction, so the light catches it. Like, if your color of brown is your problem, we're not the same, man. We're just calibrated differently. I would hate to see the way the rest of your life is.
It's always funny to hear James used to talk about, I think it was Black Hawk Down, where they were using, like, old M4s, and people would be like, how do I get my gun to look like that? And he's like, train with them.
Yeah.
But they look all fucked up because they were being used.
Yeah.
You know?
My friend Mike owns
Get them dirty.
Yeah.
My friend Mike has a company called Blown Deadline, and he does Cerakote. He does a lot of stuff now. He's best, hands down, like the best fucking dude out there in the industry. Like, definitely the biggest, well-known. Like, anybody, he's doing movie guns and all kinds of shit. Gun companies send guns hundreds at a time to have him paint and do this stuff. And he does this thing called battle worn, right? And guys are like, yeah, you can take that and just scrape it on the curb. And like, there was some of that happen. That's how they did a lot of that. They would literally scrape it on concrete.
Yeah.
But people, it's just a trip, man. It's just a fucking trip. Yeah, use your shit. My friend Michael McCoy is a preacher. And people like, hey, what should I put on the cover of my Bible? You know, what do you put on the leather? He's like, you read it.
Yeah, the oil from your
The
fingers.
oils from your hands. Yeah. So it's worse now than it was. It's getting worse. I think the economy is much worse than people think that it is. I think a lot of places are having financial problems. Nobody's going to be like, hey, we're having some financial problems, guys. How about some orders? We're ordering materials from the same places we have for a long time. And when they run your credit cards, debit cards, they're coming through as though it's a different company. There's been some restructuring. I think a lot of places are in bankruptcy or some kind of financial assistance. So somebody else is handling all their accounts. And I think that a lot of companies are hurting for money. So they have pushed their people into perhaps a commission-based pay or performance-based pay. We've got a lot of places we order from. For instance, I ordered some Cordura a few months ago, and they didn't have the 500 denier multicam black. But when I saw the invoice, we're supposed to have 9 rolls shipping, but it was very expensive. So when I looked, the other rolls weren't on the invoice. The invoice was just they ran my card for a lot of money. So I'm like, hey, why is this so high? Oh, because the multicam black, we went ahead and charged you for it. I go, you told me you're not going to have for that for 6 weeks. That just happened again. We just ordered Typhon, and they fucking charged my card. The truck pulled up here yesterday, delivered the material. After we already had possession of the material, which took 2 weeks to get, I get an email like, hey, we didn't have the Typhon. We're not going to have it for a long time. Like, that's literally what she said. We're not going to have it for a long time. If you'll take 1,000 denier, if you'll take 4 rolls of 1,000, I'll give it to you at the price per yard of the 500. I don't need fucking 4 yards of 1,000 denier, 1,000. But you guys already charged me for this, right? So literally what I've done is I've taken another account we're not using, and I'm having all my vendors, here's the new debit card number, use this account. And when I'm asking them, I'm like, hey, invoice me for this, and then we will pay this, right? Typically, they always had my card on file. That's how I always operated. But this is happening from 4 different companies right now where they're billing me for some shit
that they don't have.
And have told me some of it they're not going to have for up to 6 months. And here's why I have an issue with it. All their billing is different. The way they're fucking operating is completely different. Like, I've done business with these guys for decades, all of these companies. And I'm not confident that they'll be in business. But you're going to bill me for something. You're going to bill me for something that you might not have for 6 months. You might not even fucking be here. And we're seeing tons of reps that we have worked for. And I have companies where I've done business with the exact same fucking person. All of a sudden, that person ain't there. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of shit going on, and people just don't realize it's happening yet.
I've heard stories of companies just lying. Like, yeah, we have it in stock, go ahead and order it. And then after they pay, be like, oh, it'll be here in 2 weeks.
Well, that happened when we ordered the poultry processing stuff.
Oh, man.
Hey, do you have this? Yes, we have it. If I order it tonight, when will it ship? This was like Saturday or Sunday. It'll ship Monday. We ordered it. Card went through, everything right. Monday, hey, what's up with tracking? It should ship out of here in a couple days. Waited a couple weeks, dude. It took fucking 90 days to get that shit.
Yeah.
Same thing, Solex. When we're doing the greenhouse, hey, how long to get this? Oh, it'll ship next week. We didn't have that shit for fucking 10, 11 weeks.
And we're not talking like a couple $100. We're talking 10 grand worth of stuff that is just like lost in the universe somewhere. They don't know where it is. We don't know where it is.
And they tell us, they're like, oh, Featherman didn't have it. So I was posting on some poultry shit. I'm like, the Featherman equipment's great. Took a long time to get it. Dude's like, hey, I'm the owner of the company. Where did you order from? I'm like, I ordered it through Stromberg. Well, Stromberg, and he fucking pulled the shit up. He's like, dude, they didn't even turn the order in for another fucking 6 weeks, right? So there's always some shit, and you never know what your perception is. It might not be what really is.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thanks for participating this week. This tractor is very loud. I don't know if you guys hear it. I hope you don't hear what I hear. And we're an hour past lunch here, so we're going to go eat lunch and get a bunch of stuff shipped out. All right, guys, so you just watched part of the question and answer that Amanda and I do once a week. We have a paid membership. There's 3 levels to that membership. The $1 membership gets you access to this and a few other things. There's a $5 membership, gets you that plus access to pulling the thread several weeks earlier than you would get it if it was free. And then there's a $10 membership, which gets you the Pulling the Thread podcast as current events. And to give you an idea of what that looks like, we just recorded episode 28 or 29 this week. $10 membership will have access to that any day now. And then we just put episode 9 up to the public for free. It's 4 months behind. There's some other stuff in there. We also have a Patreon. It's $5 to join the Patreon. There's some different perks in there. For the Pulling the Thread podcast, to ask questions, you're a Patreon member. We do have Patreon members asking questions for John and Amanda also. I actually forgot to pull up. But there's a few options. I do a live video every night at 9 o'clock also. Jump on our YouTube if you want to see what we're all about. We walk around the shop, show the equipment we build. We talk lifestyle design. We talk homesteading. We literally talk business, anything you want to talk about. And some guys are like, well, why do I care? Well, I started this company 35 years ago. The company's still going. I pay a lot of employees. We have basically just built our life how we want. And I'm 52 years old, and I've done some things, right? I know how to do some stuff that I can probably assist you with, or just jump on, see, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. If you love everything I say, I promise you I'll say something you don't like eventually, but at the end of the conversation, you'll know exactly what I thought. And you can do the same thing when you make your channel, and we can tell you how to do that. All right. Also, it's never a war crime the first time. We had said that on one of the podcasts a couple times ago, and it had stuck in my head. And it actually comes from the Fat Electrician. Check out his YouTube channel. Super cool dude. Content flows so good, man. Just fun. Real cool, like history stuff, but fun. And he's always got some clever shit to say. He reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm the one that said that." And I'm like, "Oh, I totally know who you are. Love your content. Thanks for reaching out." And he sent some shirts out. So it's never a war crime the first time, and you can see that at the Fat Electrician. Make sure to check out his YouTube page. Just fun dude. He's also pretty active on Instagram, so check him out. Thanks, guys.